Hi everyone! Ready for some more math practice? We're going to be doing pages 21 and 22, which is division of decimals. And before we start, we're going to do another little drawing. And if you like these drawings, with your parents' permission, you can go on their Facebook page, Did You Know World? And that's where I found these from. And again, remember, you can take a picture of these, send them to my dojo, or you can send it to my email, emello, 2 L's, at newbedfordschools.org. Would love to see them. All right, so we're going to start with a simple butterfly today. A very easy way to do a butterfly is if you do a number 8, and kind of do the 8 like you were doing a snowman. Okay, and if I erase the middle part here and I kind of even this out a little, I can make the butterfly's body. I can give it 2 little eyes, some antenna, and then you can get your wings in. You can do a simple kind of like a number 3. You can go a little fancier if you want and do sharper wings. Okay, whatever you would like to do, get creative with it. Okay, the only thing is with butterflies, they are symmetrical. So that means that they're going to look the same on the left and the right. So if I were to fold the butterfly in half, if there was a dot on the left wing, it would be exactly where the dot on the right wing would be if we folded it together. Okay, so you can make any designs on your butterfly that you want, and again, try to be symmetrical. All right, let's do some division. All right, so your first page on page 21, it's asking us to multiply the divisor and the quotient again, and if it comes out to the dividend, we leave it alone. If it doesn't come out to the dividend, then we have to divide. So we will do the first one, 5 6/10 divided by 8 equals 7/100. So it wants us to take, remember this is our dividend, divisor, and quotient. So it wants us to take our divisor and multiply it by our quotient. There are more digits with the quotient, so that's going to be my top number. And I'm going to multiply by 8. 8 times 7 is 56. 8 times 0 is 0, plus 5 is 5, and 8 times 0 is 0. Now remember yesterday in our video, we said we were counting the spaces after the decimal. This number does not have a decimal, so I'm going to come up here, and there are 2 digits afterwards, so that means I need to have 56 hundredths. My dividend was not 56 hundredths, it was 5 6/10. So I'm going to cross that out on my math packet. And now I'm going to actually solve this. So 5 6/10 is my dividend. My divisor is 8. Remember, you can either deal with the decimal at the beginning or at the end. Okay, I like to get rid of the decimal right away and bring them up. So I just kind of plop them up here, and I don't have to worry about them again. Is 5 larger than the number 8? No. So 8 cannot go in the ones place. So I'm going to put an X. Okay. Is 56 larger than 8? Yes. Can 8 go into 56? Yes. Okay. 8 times 7 is 56. 56 minus 56 is 0. So my answer is 7/10. So next to where I crossed it out, I'm going to write 7/10. But remember, it's always best when there's no whole number to put a 0 to show that there is no whole number and that decimal is supposed to be there. All right, now we're going to do, I think it's the very next one, 7 2/10 divided by 9 equals 8/10. Okay, so again, they want us to multiply these two together. So this has 1 digit, this has 2. I'm going to use him first. Okay, 9 times 8 is 72. 9 times 0 is 0 plus 7. Now I'm going to go through. This number does not have a decimal. This one does, and there's only 1 digit after. So it means I should have 7 2/10 as my dividend. And I do. So I don't have to do anything to this problem. This problem is done. We're going to now go to page 22. And 22 is having you do a bunch of division problems. So I'm just going to do a couple here. Before we get into a practice problem, I want to do this. 8 divided by 4. 8 divided by 4 is 2. If I multiplied 8 by 10, I would get the number 80. If I multiplied 4 also by 10, I'd get the number 40. So if I did 80 divided by 40, 80, I'd get 2. If I multiplied 8 by 100, and I also multiplied 4 by 100, how many 400s are in 800? 2. If I did 8 times 1,000, I'd have 8,000. If I did 4 times 1,000, I would get 4,000. 8,000 divided by 4,000 is 2. Although these numbers have changed, my dividends and my divisors, the one thing that does not change is my quotient. My quotient is always 2. As long as I do the same thing to both of these numbers, I'm going to get my quotient of 2 here. Okay? So we're going to use this knowledge to help us with dividing decimals. I believe this might be your first problem. I had written them down on a piece of paper, and I don't have my computer in front of me today. You have 1 divided by 25 hundredths. 1 is my dividend, and 25 hundredths is my divisor. I can't do this, okay? So I need to get my decimal out of my divisor. The only way I can get rid of this decimal is if I were to multiply 25 hundredths times 100. If I'm multiplying it by 100, remember the amount of zeros will tell me how many spots I'm moving over. I'm going to go to the right 2 spots. So this would turn to the number 25. But like we did with the 8s and 4s over here, what I do to one number, I have to do to the other number. So right now, this is the number 1. But 1 times 100 would be 100. Now I can solve this. Okay. 1 is not larger than 25. 10 is larger than 25. But 100 is larger than 25. How many 25s are in 100? There are 4. And 4 times 25 is 100. So the answer to 1 divided by 25 hundredths is 4. Now this also makes a lot of sense to me because I like to think of things in terms of money because everybody uses money. $1. If I have 25 hundredths of a dollar, that means I have a quarter of a dollar. It means I have a quarter. Well, how many quarters does it take to make a dollar? 25, 50, 75, 100. It takes 4 quarters to make $1. So this makes sense to me. Okay. I'm going to do another one now. 3 75 hundredths divided by 25 hundredths. Well, again, here's my dividend. And here's my divisor. I can't have a decimal in my divisor. I'm going to multiply it by 100. So I'm going to move this 2 spots over to the right. And he will be 25. And for this one, I move it 2 spots to the right to make 375. Now I don't really have enough room here, so I'm going to erase this part here to rewrite it. $375 divided by 25. Is 3 larger than 25? No, it's not. Is 37 larger than 25? Yes. 1 times 25 is 25. 7 minus 5 is 2. 3 minus 2 is 1. My difference is smaller than my divisor. I continue on and I bring down the 5. Again, 25, 50, 75, 100, 125. So I need 5 of those. And if you're not sure, you can always try on the side. 10 and 12. Okay. So we get our answer of 15. Our quotient for that problem was 15. Now, I am going to check one thing. And our video today wasn't really that long, so I'm actually going to show you a bonus drawing. Okay. I'm going to do a sideways 3 or a really wide M. Okay. And then I'm going to kind of give it this like neck. Okay. And then I'm going to kind of mirror this spot here and connect it. Okay. We'll give this some legs. Erase. It doesn't erase as well as my red marker, but my red marker is, I think, on its way out. Well, and Mrs. Mello, that would not make sense for this side. We can give them some feet. Give them a tail. And at the end of their tail, they have this little, like, almost like a tassel kind of piece. Okay. And then over here, I'm going to kind of draw that butterfly shape that we had started with earlier. Okay. To give my camel a face. Ta-da! I'm sure your camel looks much better than mine. All right, I miss you guys so much. I really can't wait to see you guys again. Keep drawing, keep doing math, and I hope to see you soon.